had no idea pumpkins came in any color other than orange until I discovered massive 30-pound blue pumpkins. And I had never seen anything like it in my life, so I knew I needed to buy this giant gem in the produce aisle, bring it home, open it up, experiment with it a little bit, and grow my own massive blue pumpkin patch.
Did you say you're gonna get a hernia?
Yeah. I know, that was a lot to take in, so allow me to explain. I really thought pumpkin pie season was over, so when I stumbled upon this thing, I was excited for it to last a little longer. Plus, this thing is absolutely massive, the largest pumpkin I've ever seen in my life, so I was a little bit nervous to get down and dirty, but the journey had to begin somehow. So I lugged it home, got a little workout in, and then got to work. First, I had to figure out a way to actually break it open, but that outer shell was very thick and extremely hard, and so it took me a while to break through the surface to find out what it actually even looks like inside. I wondered if it would be the same orange color as a pumpkin, and at that point I wasn't even sure if I'd be able to break it open at all. I was having a little bit of a hard time, but I was determined. I sliced open the bottom half and then spun it around and sliced the top half, and by the grace of the gourd gods, I was finally able to crack it open, which of course called for a little celebration. And to my surprise, opening it revealed flesh with a golden interior, a pumpkin dipped in twilight with what looked to be like a few hundred seeds at least living inside. It was like if a pumpkin and a squash had a baby, this would be the baby. And it was in this moment that I got curious to know if it would taste different than a pumpkin. As I extracted all the seeds so we could start working on the golden flesh, I came to realize that this massive thing is called a Blue Hubbard. They can weigh up to 50 pounds, and apparently it tastes sweet like a sweet potato but nutty like a hazelnut. They take 130 days to grow, which is 40 days longer than a regular pumpkin, so that makes them late season harvests, which I guess explains why this was available for purchase in January. I stopped seeing regular pumpkins and pumpkin pie for sale around the end of November, so this was a real treat. Well, for one, of course I had to save the seeds and bake them, and once they were ready in a bowl, I got to cutting up the blue pumpkin even more so that it could actually fit inside my oven. And I knew I was gonna have to bake this thing in 2 batches because it was too big even for my oven. And this thing was so massive that we had more than enough flesh to experiment, even more than just with the seeds. So I decided that I would make blue pumpkin pie, blue pumpkin soup, some blue pumpkin dog treats, and some roasted blue pumpkin seeds. Oh, and of course, we cannot forget about taking some of the seeds and growing them into a blue pumpkin patch, which by the way actually grew into a massive patch. Just wait. But let me start with what it first turned into. I got the first batch of blue pumpkin